Welcome to Hey Clarity. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today we are opening the Akashic Records on the moon. The questions that we're going to ask are, what is the moon? How does it affect Earth and all living things on it? Why do we feel connected to the moon cycles? What are some fun facts about the moon we might not know about? And what's the most important message we need to know about the moon? So let's just get right into it. What is the moon? The records are calling it the rock of the stars. The rock of the stars. And like illumination of the stars, they're like further. Like there's an enhancement of light bouncing off of each other. What is the moon? They just like the rock of the stars. It's kind of cute. The rock of the stars. Okay. How does the moon affect Earth and all living things on it? They're saying like strings attached, like the pulling. So they're talking about the gravitational pull. It's as if there's like, they're kind of saying like a puppet, like they're saying puppeteer. The gravitational pulling of it. And they're showing like almost like the moon having these like strings and like I'm seeing like reeling it in, like reeling it, and it's going like this. Earth is going like this. There's all this spinning. They're like spinning objects, like orbiting, but they're like pulling specifically, the gravitational pull. But how does it affect like living things? Let's go macro, micro. How does it affect Earth and all living things? They're saying it pulling on it, Earth, pulling on everything and everyone in it, all pulling. There's a pulling. There's a draw, like a drawing to it. There's something even about not just like the luminosity of it, catching our eye, our eyesight to look up at it. They're showing that like plants and animals also have like a similar like drawing and pulling to it, like to look up at it because of the light. But it's like, it's the light, but it's also the gravitational pull like attracts us. There's like attraction of the eyes, attraction of the eyesight to look up at it. Anything else? How does it affect Earth and all living things on it? They're saying water bodies. They're like same kind of pull, like they're like showing like waves splashing, like waves crashing. They're saying splashing. So like water bodies like splashing. Like gravitational pulling of the water bodies. And like all, they're kind of saying like liquid, like foundational liquid, like on the earth and in our bodies kind of has, it's almost like yeah, the pulling of it makes things like topple over. Like they're showing like all this like water being pulled and like toppling things over. So they're kind of saying like it knocks things a little bit like off its axis. And they're saying like it can be chaotic, like that can be chaotic, like the water bodies splashing, like the waves moving all about, they're saying. There isn't this, like when there isn't they're saying like there's like a steadying, and then sometimes the waves are like splashing, and that can be chaotic. And they're saying like it's felt, like they're saying it's felt, water bodies, right? Like on the land, but also in our water bodies. And it's something about like the water in our bodies moving like these waves, like creating these waves from the gravitational pull. And they're talking about how that can affect our feelings and like our emotional states. Because like in the vessel, things are kind of feeling pulled and wavy and splashy and chaotic. And so that's why they're saying like, that's why we associate like feelings and emotional, they're saying like capacities with the gravitational pulling of the moon. Like that's kind of where it comes from. But they just keep saying water bodies, gravitational pulling water bodies. Anything else on that? Like that's it. Why do we feel connected to the moon cycles? Why do we feel connected to the moon cycles? They're showing like, they almost were saying like women first, like feminine first, men second, like feminine first, masculine second. The feminine spidey senses, sensitivity to like environment and surroundings, it's easily felt in the feminine. And then I'm getting like almost like the masculine takes cues from the feminine and notices the feeling waves or things that are chaotic by witnessing the feminine reactivity and reactions to the water bodies, these waves, from the gravitational pulling. But it's interesting, they're like feminine first, masculine second. And that the masculine takes cues from the feminine. Why do we feel connected to the moon cycles? There's something about that being like, yes, like a whole person, a feminine person, a masculine person, but also like the feminine, masculine within each of us individually. They're saying collectively. Oh, collectively. It's like both. It's this interesting feminine sensitivity, masculine reaction, masculine reactivity to the feminine sensitivity of these like waves, these feelings and these emotional waves. So why do we feel connected to the moon cycles? I'm going to add on to that. Why do we feel connected to the moon cycles like spiritually? They're like looking up at the sky, like looking up at the stars. They're saying, look it up, like looking up to the skies, to the gods. So we associate like the cosmic forces of the universe, the galaxies, to be like heavenly and godlike. And so it's like this like chin up, like looking up, like higher meaning, higher purpose, higher level of information and messaging, macro to the micro, almost like giving a break to like material world, like giving a break, they're saying, to the eyes. What do you see? They're saying, what do you see? Like a time of like self-reflection. And it's interesting because they're showing me as if I'm standing in front of a body of water under the moonlight. They're saying like it's a full moon, and I'm seeing the light glistening, the illumination of the moon glistening on the ocean, the body of water. And I'm looking in the water and I'm seeing the reflection of the moon, I'm seeing the reflection of myself. And so they're saying like cosmic spiritual connection. It's like, well, if the moon is reflected so beautifully and illuminated in the water, in this body of water, and like I'm in it too, then like we're connected. Like, I don't know, there's something about it being reflected in the waters. and seeing ourselves with the moon. It's like I'm into existence, like I exist, you exist, I exist. Let's see. What are some fun facts about the moon we might not know about? What are some fun facts about the moon we might not know about? Divisions. It creates division in these chaotic sensitivity and reactivity. I'm getting those who like recognize the flows and the cycles of the environment and the ecosystem and everything, like the interconnectedness. Those who like work with the flow, go with the flow, kind of like surrender to it, witness it, reflect on it. And then those who are unaware, they're saying that can create such a, they're saying a high divide. It's highly divided. It's highly divided. Those who are in tune and tuning into the cycles, like natural cycles, cosmic forces, cosmic cycles, things like that. They're saying life force energy. Those who are in tune and in touch with the ecosystem and the environment, and how they're saying like the relationships, our relationships to the cycles, and those who are not aware of it at all. And in these kind of feeling waves and these chaotic times, I'm getting that like the difference is, the division is like that there's like opposing forces, like these are opposing, like there's repelling, almost like a magnetic repelling from each other. And so that's why even sometimes like the feminine and the masculine, with the reactivity or the reactions to the feeling waves, the emotions, the cycles, this movement, there can be this like turmoil, chaotic division between the two. They're saying like different types of people, those who are connected, interconnected, surrendering, aware, and those who are not aware. So what are some fun facts about the moon we might not know about? They're just saying that almost like the feminine and the masculine in ourselves, but also like collectively, almost like becomes a mismatch. There's like a hitch. They're saying it's like temporarily. But when like certain gravitational pulls take place, it can create this tension and this source, this catalyst for division, divisiveness. And they're like maniac, like maniacal, egomaniacal. And so that's why they're kind of saying like lunatic, lunation, the lunar cycles, like it's kind of like off kilter. Things are off kilter. What's the most important message that we need to know about the moon? What's the most important message we need to know about the moon? For the cycles, the feeling emotions, the feeling waves, the pulling, these like magnetic and repelling pulling, they're just saying like to be aware of the feelings, to be aware of the waves, to be aware of the emotions, and to know about it, plus the division, the divisiveness, is almost a way to like, they're kind of saying like tempered, like having the awareness that these are some of the effects that can take place. And they're like, spread the wording. It's something that you can like notice, and they're saying to be in reflection on or about during these like phases or cycles of the moon, of just like noticing like when am I more aware, my heightened awareness, when am I not aware? And they're saying playing with like the feminine and the masculine in yourself and noticing the feminine and the masculine in others, and like when it's kind of like steady and at this nice like steady pace, and then when it's like off kilter in yourself and in others. And they're just saying kind of like playing games, like not to be like serious, but just noticing that these are things that happen. These are things that take place during like lunar cycles. So they're just saying playing games, like, and like watching for it and, you know, keeping observation. Anything else? What's the most important message you need to know? They're saying it's not a big deal. It's just like, it's just really cool. Not a big deal, really cool. Is that it? What's the most important message we need to know about the moon? They're just like, it's so beautiful, like it's luminous, and the gravitational pulling is like, is really cool to emphasize our interconnection to like these cosmic forces and how they affect our life force energy, how they can be sources of like life force energy. So it's just like how cool that like in the heavens and like cosmically we can have such a relationship and a connection to something that's so like up in the sky, like so far up in the sky. They're like out of like Earth's atmosphere, you know, just outside. They're like outside of the world, like outside of your bubble. Like you can feel these strings like pulling you, the gravitational pulling of it. Let's see, anything else? Any closings? They're like, that's it. Cool. So that was the Akashic Records on the moon. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.